Hi everyone, we're going to answer these questions about linear equations, finding the slope of the parallel line and the slope of the perpendicular line, and then finding the slope containing two points, and then writing an equation of a line. So for the first one, we want to find the slope of this. And the way it's written, it looks like the x is with the 5. It's really y equals negative 3/5 x goes here. It really goes with the numerator plus 1. So the slope of that line is here, because your form is y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope. So your slope is negative 3/5. All right? And the slope of the parallel line to that one is the same. Parallel lines have the same slope. So parallel lines have same slope. So that would be at negative 3/5. And then for this, the slope of the line perpendicular would be it's called the negative reciprocal. So you take your original slope and then you do the negative of this. Negative of a negative is positive, and the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3. So that would be 5/3. Or you don't have to put the plus. You could just put 5/3. Okay, in the next problem, we have to just use the slope formula. And I can call this one point 1. So I'll call this point x1, comma y sub 1. And this one's going to be x sub 2, y sub 2. All right, so we're going to do the slope equals 5. Do the x's, the y's first. So 19 minus 7 divided by 5 minus 1. So that's going to give you 19 minus 7 is 12. And 5 minus 1 is 4. And that equals 3. So that's your slope. And then for this one, we want parallel to this line, which again, the x should be with the 1, not the 2. So it should be like this. All right. And so there's your slope. And if we want parallel to the line, we want the same slope. So just write it as y equals 1/2 x plus b. And plug in this point, because this has to fall on the line, because we want to solve for b. So y is negative 3. And replace your x with 5 plus b. So then you're going to get negative 3 equals 5/2 plus b. Subtract 5/2 from both sides. And that gives you the b. From there, we have to have the common denominator to add those. So that's going to be, if you have a common denominator, that's going to be negative 6/2 minus 5/2 equals b. So that's negative 11/2 equals b. So you plug your b and replace that b there with negative 11/2. Just write it out. X minus 11/2. And that is your final answer. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.